Because I'm going to record it, then it'll all get emailed out. So I'm just going to go through. I've got a little PowerPoint to share with everybody that will just kind of keep it all on track. If you have any questions, if you can just pop them into the chat, and then Mr. Haig will let me know all about those or attempt to answer them for us. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. Can everyone see that? Yeah, awesome. So I'm just going to start with a welcome to country. So I'm just going to do the same one that I did this morning, actually, from our meeting. I was born on the Dharawal country and raised on Eora country. I've settled here on the beautiful lands of the Maramarang people of the Yuin Nation, and I would like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the elders past and present of this land, to all those who nurture the country that we call home, and to those emerging who will continue to hold the traditions and stories of the Maramarang people. So here we go. What I'm going to go through today is how to prepare your children for kindergarten, including their uniforms, their bags, their lunch boxes, because they're the main things that we need to get ready. The orientation packs that they all received, the dates for next year, and then any questions that you might have. Happy to answer them. So if I go on to the next one, just talking here about what we offer. So just going to go through a quick rundown of what we do for our literacy. That's usually parents' main focus is the reading when their kids come to school. So our literacy program, it's a phonics-based program that teaches kids the sounds that each letters make, and the clusters of the letters. So, for example, we don't say the letter A, we say A. And if it's a S and a H together, we say sh. So they learn how to go cut at to cat, not C-A-T, cat. So they get that correspondence of sounds and letters. And learning the sounds, the reason we do that is actually frees up the working memory so that they can hold a lot more in their brains. We then also teach them how to manipulate the sounds so that they can make those words and change the words up. For example, if it's hat, if you change the h to a k, you get cat. So we teach them how to do that at the start of the words, the middle of the words, and the end of the words. And we actually started off all orally, so they have to be able to hear the sounds, say the sounds before they can read the sounds and write the sounds, if that makes sense. So also the literacy program targets each child at their level. So we don't push through until they are ready to move to that next step. So in term one, it's all oral, which means it's all about hearing the sounds and learning what sounds each letter makes. Then in term two, we put all of that into what's called our phonological awareness program, and then they start to master all that manipulation of sounds. It's really good fun. And then once they've mastered that, they go on to reading. And that's when those first two terms, they'll bring home a picture book for you to read to them. But once they're onto the reading program, they will actually be able to read to you, which is a really exciting time for the kids. Depending on where your kids are at, some kids will move faster than others, which is very normal. And we cater to every single level, and they can actually move up like a whole level a day. So we don't hold anybody back if they're ready for that. And then if they need that extra support, they get that too. And then we move on to writing. The reading and writing work together. So it's pretty cool. Their handwriting at the end of the year will be absolutely phenomenal. You'll be amazed. It'll be better than yours, I can assure you. You probably, if you've seen the little, if you've read the book, A Day in Kindy, that was actually written by our Kindy kids in 2019. So you can see how beautiful their handwriting was at the end of the year. It's pretty good. Maths, the main focus is whole number, addition and subtraction and patterns, and it's very much hands-on, games-based, so that the kids are doing lots of practice, and they're really engaged because they're playing with lots of things and games, and half the time they don't realise what they're actually doing. So that's we do all the other things as well, like science, history, geography, and all of those are integrated in the literacy and the numeracy. Also PDHPE, which is your, what is it, personal development, I can't even remember anymore, and fitness, obviously, and sport, those kinds of things, creative arts, drama, all that gets incorporated as well. The next thing, we have a lot of really cool programs in our playground as well. We have a wellbeing officer that creates special programs for some kids that need a little bit of help in the playground. Maybe they're really shy, maybe they have a little bit of trouble socializing. So we have our wellbeing officer, Mel Crone, who does that for us. But we also have lots of things to do that the kids have come up with that they like doing. So in our playground, there's building. We have the dirt pit, which has been a huge hit. They dig in there, there's cars. If you love playing in the dirt, just make sure you have a few extra shirts for them because they will get mucky. We have the soccer pitch, painting, trains, drawing. There's like a quiet space where they can go and do colouring in. There's also like a little kitchen, and that seems to be filled with dirt at the moment because they're baking like a lot of mud pies and that kind of thing. So it's a big cleanup for me most mornings, but that's okay. They're having a really good time in there. So that's our playground, and we do really like to make sure that they have like a really good balance to what they're doing. We want them to understand that we want them to work hard. We want them to be challenged. We want them to have that growth mindset, but we also want them to enjoy school, obviously, and want to be here and enjoy the games and the social aspects that comes with school. So that was that one. Preparation for kindergarten. So this is kind of the things that you could do at home, as well as our orientation pack. Did you all get that orientation pack? Have you had a look at it? Yeah, awesome. So with the orientation pack, the best thing about that is that it ties in really well with our synthetic phonics program and our number program. So it's the start of it. It's learning sounds, not so much the manipulation of sounds, that comes later, but just, you know, if it's an apple, what's apple start with? A. If it's a dog, what does dog start with? D. What's the first sound that you hear? So it's got a lot of things like that in it. And then with the numbers, you can do lots of things there. You can put them in order. You can challenge yourself, put them in order backwards. You can, you know, make the numbers using the counters, all of those kinds of things. You could even print them off again if you wanted to, like, or come up with another set and you could play snap with the numbers, anything like that. So there's those to do. The other things that you can do is read, sing, and talk as much as possible, just really developing their vocabulary. A lot of stories give them a lot of vocab, but there's a lot of words that they don't know. Begin to recognise and write their name. So in your orientation pack, they would have had the whiteboard marker and their name that they can practice by starting on the green dot and then writing their name. Don't pressure your child into reading and writing. That's definitely our job. You don't need to worry about that. Just playing games with dice, always really good. And talk about school in a positive way. A lot of our kids feed off our parents because quite often they're more worried than what the kids are. So the kids pick up on that. So it's really important to talk about like school in a positive way. I quite often I never actually use the word big school. I don't like it. It's kindergarten. And I think big school's across the road. The high school, that's big school. But it's just kindergarten. And it's just because they've outgrown preschool and they're ready. Their brains are ready and they're ready. So if your child has a bit of trouble separating from you, that's something you could practice over the holidays. Maybe just leaving them for an hour with grandma or somebody, a trusted friend, just so they get used to you going, but knowing then that you will come back. I think that's what kids worry about the most. They want to know that you're coming back. And it usually happens day 2, day 3. Usually day 1, they're pretty good. But day 2, day 3, they tend to know what's coming. And give the school any extra information that you think we will need. Social skills. You ready for this one, you guys? Miss Ilaria, you can practice tidying up. Yeah, because at school, you got to tidy up for yourself. You make the mess, you got to clean it up. That's kind of how it rolls. You look like you'd be pretty good at that, though. Taking turns is really important. Understanding how other kids are feeling, looking after their own belongings. So if they take off their jumper, make sure they know where it's got to go and put it away, that kind of thing. And just developing a little bit of self-control. So when things don't go their way, you don't need to throw a tantrum. You can have a conversation with that. So just little things like that, following the rules. Definitely getting themselves dressed and changed just in case they have an accident, and blowing their nose with a tissue is really important too, if they can learn to do that. All right, what's next? Uniforms is what's next. We actually have a really good secondhand uniform shop here, and it is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 until 10:30. We have pretty much everything in there, lots of different sizes. You're allowed to come on site for that. If you just go through the office and you sign in at the office, you're allowed to come in and do that. There's Rat Brats on the highway, and everybody got a discount voucher in their orientation pack. There's also an online shop called School Locker where you can order things online, and the link is on our website for that one. I'm not sure, I don't think it's called Rat Brats anymore, actually. I think it's called something else, but I think they still go under both names at the moment. School bags. It's really important that your child can open and close their own school bag. And also, it needs to be big enough to fit in their lunchbox, the water bottle, a jumper and a hat, an A3 size folder, which is like it's a big folder, not like a sheet of paper folder, the bigger size. A change of clothes just in case they have an accident. And it's really important that you label everything. If you have a label with your child's name on it, it will most likely come back. If it doesn't have their name on it, the chances of you getting it back are quite slim. And the amount of brand new jumpers that we have, it's ridiculous. It ends up in the secondhand clothing shop, which is why there's such good quality things in there, because people just haven't got names on them, so we can't return them. So really important to get your name on everything. And the A3 size folder is basically when they come home with their reading books for you to read to them. They're all different sizes and they just don't fit in a small folder. Lunch boxes. This is my big passion. You need to get your kids to balance it on their lap, or they put it down on the floor and just grab out what they need. If your child's going to have lots of packets in their lunchbox, it's important that they can open them. Otherwise, like most of the packets, kids can't actually open themselves. So the teacher, I always say to the kids, it's going to be 5 cents a packet, and I think I'd be sitting on a mountain of money by now. But yeah, it's hard for them to actually get their fingers and do that. So fresh food is actually really good. It's much better. It's so much easier, and there's no waste. So just some ideas there on what to put in your lunchbox: a sandwich, a wrap, fresh fruit, cheese, pasta. And a treat is fine. I think it's good to give the kids a little treat, but not the majority of their lunchbox. And they need a separate crunch and sip container, because every morning when they come into class, they have crunch and sip. So all the kids sit down and have fruit, fresh fruit or veggie sticks, and water. This kind of kickstarts their brain. And a reusable water bottle too. The metal ones are better than plastic, because quite often if the kids just drop it, they split, the plastic ones split on the bottom and then they're no good. So the metal ones are much better. and the names stick to them a lot better as well. Important dates. Here we go. Best Start is this little one-on-one little interview that we do with the kids in person. It's really good fun. They do like a little assessment. It takes about 45 minutes, and you will be getting your time. So got here a letter with the Best Start interview time and first day of kindergarten time. That'll be emailed out to you from Monday the 13th. So within that week, you will receive that. It'll be different for everybody. Pretty much goes in alphabetical order. The teacher that you have for Best Start will most likely be your classroom teacher, but not necessarily. There's always room for a little bit of change, like I said before. The first week of school will be the Monday for the kids. Their first full day will be Monday the 7th of February, because we'll be doing Best Start before that. And for that first week, finishing on the 11th, they will finish at 3 p.m. So the pickup place will be up in the Cola under where the canteen is in the hall where they went for orientation. And that'll be the pickup. And yeah, so they'll finish at 3 p.m. just for that week. The following week, they will do the 3:30 finish, but that will still be the pickup point. So that won't change. Yeah, on the first day of school, the kids will actually meet as a whole class. They seems to be like there's a lot less anxiety for the kids that way. So they'll meet as a whole class. When we've made the classes up, we've made sure that they all have a friend that they've requested. And we've done that based on the feedback forms from you guys and also from the preschool and our own observations from the orientation days. So we meet them, meet them as a whole class. And for that first week, also just to help the kids settle in, we do what's called a teddy bear's picnic. So they actually get to bring a small comfort toy that they would like to take for a teddy bear's picnic for the first week. All right, and that's me done. I've just got my frequently asked questions, and then you can hit me up. Who are the kindergarten teachers? Not 100% sure yet, but most of them are finalised. Can I ask for a specific teacher? No, not really, unless it's really extenuating circumstances. What does a day in kindy look like? Have a look at the new video. That will actually have your new teachers in it, and that will be uploaded onto the website today. So you can have a look at that and also read the book. When do you bring home readers home? That'll be early in term 1. How can I communicate with my child's teacher? We're going to be doing, as a whole school next year, what's something called Class Dojo. So that'll be an app that you can download on your phone, and you can message teachers using that app, and the teacher will be able to put up little photos or videos of what your child's doing in class, which is pretty cool. You'll get all that information next year. Can I help in the classroom? That's up to individual teachers, and it also depends on COVID, obviously. A lot of people say, their child is a very fussy eater, and so that's why they have to have all these sugary things because they won't eat the good food. Trial them. Just put little bits of good food in there, and hopefully they build up. I know I had a little boy who never ate any fruit. But during Crunch and Sip, he was the only one that wouldn't have anything to eat because we don't let them have anything else other than fresh fruit or veggies. And by, I think it was the end of term 2, he was eating a full apple every day. So 1, he didn't want to feel left out. And 2, he actually liked apples, it turns out. He just thought he didn't like them. So, and I had to cut it up, but, that's okay. I can do that. My child has toileting accidents. How is this handled? If it's just a wee accident, we just send them off to get changed if they have a change of clothes in their bag. If it's a number 2, you'll get a phone call and you'll have to come down and help your child. So it's really important that they can let us know when they need to go to the toilet, so that they can we can let them go and we can avoid those accidents. Yeah, so that's me pretty much done, other than my big thank you, and which is, yeah, download the app if you haven't already. Has all the most up-to-date information. Watch the videos, play with the orientation packs, read a day in kindy. So that's me pretty much done, and I'm ready now to answer any questions, if I can remember how to stop sharing my screen. There we go. So if you want to pop, you can either like pop your hand up or put them in the chat, and then Mr. Hay can ask them. So does anyone have any questions?
You have any questions?
No, not really.
No?
We all good here.
Well, all good. Yeah, we'll just play it by ear.
That's a good way to do it too. Oh, where do we drop off? Okay, so on the first, in the morning, so the first day it'll be allocated a space to drop off, whether it'll be up in the Cola or down here at the Rainbow Seats. But then after that first day, it's the first gate where the Rainbow Seats are, and the teachers will be up there to meet them on like day 2, day 3, day 4, until they're ready to come in on their own, and we'll help do the separation that way. So yeah, Rainbow Seats, and then pick up under the Cola. Yeah. Any other questions? Did I talk too much? Oh, you've got a question.
No, it's good.
Hilaria.
I just want to do help in the canteen. How I can do that?
Oh, they will love that you want to help in the canteen. You can just let the P&C know. I'll find out exactly, but they will be so appreciative of that.
I think some information might go home in the newsletter as well. So when you can check out the school website, or when you download the e-news app, you'll get the newsletter sent to you via the app, and there'll be some information in there about that at the start of the new year.
Yeah. Not had that question before, but that's exciting. Any other questions? Did you have a question, Hilaria? Ellen?
No.
Rain can make rainbows.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Can make
Good
rainbows.
comment. We like that one.
That's a good question. Thanks, Phoebe. Thanks for all the info.
That's all right. Have I left anything out?
No, that seems everything's covered for me.
Cool. It is being recorded because I remembered to hit record, and it will be emailed to you. Yes. Any other questions?
No, that's it just now. What year did they start language programs?
Oh, we don't do, like, you mean like foreign language programs?
Yeah.
We don't do them in primary school.
Oh, righto. Okay.
Yeah, high school. I know in high school, but it's just your standard, I think, French, German. I don't know if they do any other languages.
Oh, righto. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be
Could
doing
be
it at
something that we
home.
look at, though. Put on the agenda to look at.
Yeah, we have 2 languages at home. Yeah, we are from Thailand.
Yeah. I think
we
it's
talk Thai
great.
with the kids.
I used to work in an international school, and there was a lot of different languages, and my daughter learnt 4 languages. So yeah, it was brilliant. I think it's a great way to interact. So yeah, but we unfortunately don't do them at this point in time.
Okay, I thought primary schools were all pretty much doing Chinese now.
Not here.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, good.
All right.
We don't have to do Chinese. We do Thai.
Yeah. Well, I think we have a stronger Thai community here than a Chinese community. Thai and Filipino. So yeah, but it's something I can look into. I'm happy to look into it.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Huge classes. Yeah.
All right, well, that's about it from us, I think.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate you guys giving up your time.
No worries.
And can't wait to see you all next year. If you
Thank
have any
you.
questions, just feel free to let us know, like pop an email to the school and I can get onto that for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Stop. I got to learn how to stop recording. How do I stop recording? Here we go. Stop recording.